Hi, welcome to ESP8266 D1 Mini NodeMCU tutorial from Robojax. My name is Ahmad Shamshiri. In this tutorial we are going to learn how to control and send this stepper motor with NodeMCU to any angle, or using it with D1 Mini to send it to any angle or Wi-Fi. In this case I have these 4 push buttons assigned to this angle and this direction, but we can have unlimited number of angles. So if I press it, for example, it goes clockwise 270 degrees and stops, and this goes counterclockwise with a speed factor of 4, which means it takes 4 seconds or maybe 20 degrees very quickly. And this has been set 360 degrees clockwise with a speed factor of 10, which will take 40 seconds. And using the mobile device, or you can also stop it. You can get the code for this by clicking at the link below the video in the description, which will take you to robojax.com/learn/Arduino. Let's get started with this. A stepper motor is widely used in many applications in mechatronics, automation, and other industrial applications, and I've spent quite some time working with stepper motor, DC motor, Arduino, and other means to control it, including direct connection or over Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And I've written this code for this motor so you can control and send the stepper motor to any desired angle. You just press a push button and the motor will go to that angle. If you're using Arduino, I have separate video for this where you can set the angle, where you can set the direction, and you can set the speed for each push button, and there are no limits. As long as your device will allow you to have more push buttons, you can have and you can send it to that angle. Now in this tutorial you will be able to control the stepper motor with unlimited number of push buttons over the Wi-Fi, either from your phone or your computer or tablet browser. So you will have different push buttons, each have separate angle, direction and speed. Just touch it and the motor will go to that angle and with that speed and direction. Also you can have custom angle with different direction and speed. You can type it directly on the screen and just send, and the motor will go to that direction. And this is available for ESP32 and ESP8266 D1 Mini and NodeMCU. Now let me explain the wiring. For these 4 wires you don't need to do anything, you just insert it, there will not be any issue. From here, from this module at this point, this jumper must be inserted, and the left side will go to the negative, this goes to the positive of external 5 volts. But you can also get 5 volts from your module, and as you can see here, I have here 5 volts now. And as you can see, it is connected to 5 volts, and let me run it. And then here from this side, N1, N2, N3 and N4, it has been connected here and connected to D1, D2, D3 and D4 respectively. And if you're using this module, D1 Mini, here we have here D1, D2, D3 and D4. Just insert them accordingly. And as you can see here, we have ground and 5 volts. So ground and 5 volts, you can also connect it here if the motor needs very little current, like 70 milliampere. Now let me explain the wiring. For this module we are connecting it to pin D1, D2, D3, D4 at this point. And from here, and this D1, D2, D3, D4 have been connected using this male to female wire to this point, which is N1, N2, N3 and N4. These wires, the connector, you will not make mistake, but in here make sure that this jumper is in place, otherwise it will not work. And then this red will go to 5 volts, this will go to ground for external power supply. If you need the wiring diagram for this, it is available as part of my Arduino course at udemy.com. If you want to learn Arduino, I have a bestseller course on Udemy where you can learn Arduino from ground up with hundreds of projects, all course material, library, codes, wiring diagram, everything available in one place. The link for my Arduino course is below this video in the description. I've taken the code from the example. If you go here, click on File, Examples, and scroll down until you see ESP8266 Web Server, Advanced Web Server. I've heavily modified it and started with that example. I've defined this from an example that was available on GitHub. So I've used these to make the pin assignment instead of remembering the pin number or something. So D1, D2, D3 are very easy because they have been printed like that on the board. And let me now explain the code. For this code, if you're running D1 Mini, make sure to comment this out. As you can see, all of these have been commented. This is comment, the 2 line. To uncomment it, select them all, right click and say uncomment. Now this is uncommented for other boards, because if you select here D1 Mini, it must be commented. Otherwise you will get error. So like that, so comment this. And if you're selecting other ESP8266 boards, then it's okay to uncomment it, and this value will make the pins easy. And here for pin 1, pin 2, 3 and 4 of this board, these points, I've defined here D1, D2, D3, D4 because these are the pins, how they have been printed on the board, so you don't make mistake if you use this. After that, we have defined 4 push buttons or 4 angles, 360, 270, 90 and 20. As you can add more, just add comma and then angle, for example 250, and also put comma and then put direction. You must put this uppercase because we have defined it that way, and then also here comma and make it, let's say 2, and also put here comma and then, so for each you have one more. If you add more, you have to continue exactly the same way. And then for the same value, I have 4 values here separated with comma. Then we have direction for 360 is clockwise, for 270 is counterclockwise, for 90 is clockwise, and for 20 is counterclockwise. And this 1, 2 and 4 are also corresponding to the same angle. This is a speed factor of 1. That's the fastest, and it is taking about 4 seconds for 360 degrees, and accordingly for the higher, if you put for example 4, this 4 is for 90 degrees, it will take 4 times as long, or 4 times 4, 16 seconds for 360 degrees, and you can calculate it. But I've made the calculation easy, so this is calculating it for you. You see here it has been sent to 360 degrees and the factor was 1 and it took 4 seconds. And the same way, if we go 270 degrees, it takes 3 seconds because speed factor is 1 for 270 degrees. And these are the title that are associated with those. When you send it, this is the text. So I made this customizable because if you want to put for other application location of something instead of motor send to, you can put something or use other languages. So you can customize it with your own language. And then this CW is coming from here, this stop is coming from here, and then degree N, this is a degree symbol in PHP HTML in here, and then N, and then also speed factor, this is coming, this text is coming from here, and then angle is coming from here, and then comma speed is coming in here, and then send is this push button. So you can customize this, and when you press stop, it says motor stopped, so that is this value. And when you, and also C means custom. If you use this custom, we will send correction factor. If your motor does not stop that at the expected value, increase or decrease it until you reach the desired value, and once you set it, it will work for all angles. The other part that you should customize is the SSID for your Wi-Fi and the password. This is my YouTube router, so I will turn it off after this recording. And if you need full explanation of the code, it is available as part of my Arduino course at udemy.com. Now let me demonstrate it. The first thing that you need to do is make sure that you are on the same Wi-Fi network as the module. So I'm clicking on my Wi-Fi and making sure that I'm connected to the same Wi-Fi Robojax. So this is now connected. That's the first thing. After the code is uploaded, click here, and then if it is not ready, just press this reset button. I'm gonna do it, and it will give you the IP address. This is the IP address where you will access it. In many networks this might work, Robojax ESP8266, and you don't have to remember the IP, and every time you will enter this one. Now let me test it with this, but also I will test it with that. So I'm copying it by pressing Ctrl C, and this is the screen. Let me open another tab and paste it and press enter, and as you can see I have access to that. Now let me try this one, Ctrl C and open a new tab and paste it and press enter, and as you can see I can access it with IP address. But in your case, whatever you read, that will be your IP. In my case, in my network, this is IP. But because this makes it easy all the time, I just enter Robojax ESP8266. So the screen will show up on the browser. It will be ready. And the same way, you can enter this IP address, whatever you read here, or this multicast DNS, the DNS name, on the mobile device as well. Then we can demonstrate it. And here, for my first one is 360, but I put the speed factor as 1, so I can show you how long it takes to complete at 360 degrees. Now pay attention to this tip. So it will go 360 and it will come back. I'm also putting the counter at the top so you can see it. And now let me send it to 270 degrees, and 270 degrees in counterclockwise is the other way. So from here to here it will be 180, and 270 will be here. Let's see if it goes. And it says 3 seconds, so we got 3 seconds. Now let's send it to 90 degrees from this point clockwise, so here somewhere. And this is now the speed factor is 4, so it took 4 seconds. Now let's send it to 180 degrees in counterclockwise and a speed factor of 1, and send. So it took 2 seconds. Now I've changed the first one to 10, so it has to go with it to 360 degrees with a speed factor of 10, which means it will take 10 times as long. 1 second was taking, with a speed factor of 1, it was taking 4 seconds, because now I put 10 times 4 will be 40 seconds. Okay, so now let's send it, and I'm gonna put a counter here, making sure it shows 40 seconds. And as you can see, it is completed. Now let's see if we put this to 50, which means 50 times slower. But my point is that I want to show you that these lights, that they will turn on very slowly, so you will be able to see it. each signal that goes, and as you can see, it will take 200 seconds, and it will be very hard for you but to see, but every step is taking time, and we are able to even see. If I slow it down one by one, you will be able to see those turn on and off of the signal. And of course we can stop it at any moment we want. Now I'm demonstrating it with this D1 Mini. Doesn't matter if you're from Leland or this version, they're all exactly the same chip. This 360 is set inside the code. With a speed factor of 1. First I'm going to demonstrate it that it will go from this. First I'm going to demonstrate it that it will go clockwise direction and it will come back. It will take 4 seconds. Let's run it. I'm going to show you also the counter here at the top so you can see it. And now you see the direction was, instead of clockwise, it is counterclockwise. These 4 wires that are coming in the same order, you can just flip them, all of them, not one. They are exactly the same order, so I can flip them here from pin 1 to 4, D1 to D4. And now if I pay attention to this tip, now if I run this, it will go 360 degrees and exactly it will take 4 seconds. And as you can see here, there is some delay every time it goes and comes back with a shorter with this board. In that case, I have here the correction factor. This correction factor here, so it goes either further or less, so we can play with this and fix it to get the exact value that you want. And let's send it to 270 degrees or maybe 90 degrees clockwise. With the speed factor is 4, so it will take 4 seconds. And here I can enter 254 degrees counterclockwise and the speed factor of 1. Now let me demonstrate it with the mobile phone. First you need to be connected to the same Wi-Fi SSID. This is Robojax, so I am connected to the same network. Then if I type here Robojax ESP8266 and enter, I will not get any because the multicast DNS doesn't work with this mobile phone in my network. So let's enter the IP address 192.168.1.102. Oh, I entered 168.0.102 and enter. So we got the screen here. Now let's send it to 90 degrees. So it will say, it says 4 seconds. Let's go to 270. 3 seconds. 20 degrees. Very slow, 360, which takes about 40 seconds. And at any moment, for example, if it is going at this direction, you can press stop and stop it. Now let's send it to 360 in clockwise direction and with a speed of 1. So you can enter the value here and it goes. As you can see, it's perfectly responding with a mobile device over over Wi-Fi. And here's a demonstration of D1 Mini with mobile device. Let's send it to 360 or 270, 90 with a speed factor of 4, or let's enter 387 degrees counterclockwise. Sorry, I touched the wrong button. 387 degrees counterclockwise and send. So it is working perfectly with the D1 Mini as well. Thank you for watching the tutorial from Robojax. If you like this video and learned something, please thumb up, as this will help my video in the search algorithm of YouTube. If you have comment or question, post it at the comment section below. I try to answer and reply. If you want to get updates of my upcoming videos, make sure to subscribe.